Welcome to Happy Motivation. This podcast is a space created for reflection and growth, real conversations about life, purposes, and becoming better without losing yourself along the way. I'm your host, Dre, and together we'll explore what it means to slow down, check in, and grow with intention. So wherever you are, take a breath and welcome to Happy Motivation. Welcome back to the Happy Motivation Podcast. This is a space for reflection, growth, learning how to move through life with intention. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here from the beginning, thank you for being part of this journey. Today's episode is a short bonus message. No pressure, no expectations, just a reminder that you might need right now. So if you're listening and you're feeling like this year is already slipping away, I want you to pause for a moment. Truly pause, because remember, there's power in the pause. But let's pause and remember, it's only the second month. You still have time. Because you know what? Somewhere along the way, we were taught that January is the month where everything has to click. New habits, new routines, new energy, a brand new version of you. And when that doesn't happen, what do? We start judging ourselves. We start thinking that we failed before we even really started. But that pressure isn't real. Know that. It's manufactured. Because life doesn't reset on January the 1st. And real growth does not follow a calendar. So if January felt heavy, if you felt stuck, unmotivated, or behind, and things didn't go as planned, that doesn't mean you're off track. It just means you're human. And momentum doesn't require a perfect beginning. It just requires permission to keep going. So you don't need to punish yourself for a slow start. You don't need to beat yourself up for needing time. And you don't need to compare your pace to anyone else's timeline. Progress can begin at any point. February isn't late. March isn't late. Even April isn't late. The year is still wide open. So sometimes the first month of the year isn't about action. It's about adjustment. Because you're adjusting to new expectations. You're adjusting to what last year took out of you. Please remember that. And you're adjusting to who you are now. And that matters. Giving yourself grace doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're giving yourself room to breathe, room to recalibrate, room to realign. If you've been feeling stagnant, hear this clearly. Stillness is not failure. Rest is not laziness. Pausing doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you're listening. Remember from episode 1, pausing. It means listening to what your mind needs, listening to what your body needs, listening to what this season is asking of you. And often, clarity comes after the pause, not before the push. So you don't need a massive overhaul right now. You don't need to reinvent your entire life. You just need one honest step forward, one small decision that feels aligned, one moment of choosing yourself again and again and again. Because remember, we're choosing ourselves in 2026. And it's not a one-time decision. You have to keep choosing yourself over and over again. But you also need one commitment to stop speaking to yourself in ways you would never speak to someone you cared about. This year doesn't need perfection. It needs consistency, but with compassion. It needs patience. It needs grace. So if you've been carrying guilt because January didn't look the way you wanted it to look, let it go. Let it go. That chapter is closed. What matters is what you choose next. You still have time to make this year meaningful. You still have time to build momentum. You still have time to grow into the version of yourself you're becoming. Not because the calendar says so. Not because you're still, under all this pressure that you're putting yourself under. but because you're still here, you're still trying, you're still learning, you're still showing up. And that's enough. So before you move on with your day, take a breath. Release the pressure that you've been carrying. Release the idea that you're behind. Remind yourself gently, it's only the second month. You still have time. Thank you for listening to the Happy Motivation Podcast. I'll talk to you again very soon.